So, I want to talk about self worth, self accountability, and the myth of it's all my fault. In our current society, which is really going through the ringer in terms of all these battles and wars between the demographics, the sexes, the genders, the races, all of that stuff, it's very interesting to see how disconnected many of us are from our divinity and disconnected from the truth of who we are. Because I've been thinking about it really a lot about what it means to really hold yourself accountable without falling into self blame or victimhood, and also what it really means to step into your divinity, right? Because a lot of times when we talk about taking accountability, it often gets tangled up in shame or guilt, right? Like and also another thing, when we talk about self-love, it can slip into this idea of spiritual bypassing and not taking accountability for our actions. And I think I want to also sort of debunk or break down what it means by you the law of attraction. A lot of times people believe that the law of attraction isn't real. You don't attract, what you are. And the misnomer and misunderstanding with that is understanding that when it comes to self-worth, right? Let's say you just the common narcissism relationship, the narcissist and the empath, which is on a macro level and a micro level, individual, interpersonal level, and a societal level, right? When you are constantly self-abandoning yourself, when you are constantly diminishing your own worth, when you aren't listening to your own intuition or your thought processes, or you're not valuing your own emotions or your desires or your wants, you are a vibrational match to someone who also treats you the same way that you treat yourself, right? So it's not necessarily that you are overtly doing these things to yourself. It's really conditioned patterns that you've inherited from societal and macro narratives, right? And so when we talk about true self-worth, it's about understanding the dance between the two of taking knowing that you have inherent value and also knowing that you also are self accountable for who you are. But it's not saying that you are to blame, right? Like we all come into this world with trauma, right? Because of the inherent nature of the systems that we live in. So self-worth is basically saying that I'm inherently valuable even when I make mistakes. And self-accountability says that I'm willing to look at the patterns, the choices, the boundaries I've created, and I choose differently, right? So neither cancels each other out. They actually need each other to thrive. So you can be compassionate with yourself without excusing harmful behavior from other people or yourself. So you can take responsibility without absorbing guilt for systems and wounds that were never yours to carry, right? So for those people of color, for women in general dealing with misogyny, for people of color dealing with racism, all that stuff, victim blaming often says that you created all your pain, so fix it, right? Pick yourself up by your bootstraps and all that other stuff. Whereas self accountability says that you didn't create every wound, right? But here is your opportunity, and healing is still is in your power, right? And self-worth is saying that beyond all that, I am still divine. I'm still God incarnate, right? So that's really the difference between the two. And that difference is between sort of self-punishment and empowerment, right? And so when fear or guilt tries to whisper, you should have known better, I want to invite you to remind yourself that you're learning better now, and that evolution looks like understanding that self-worth and self-accountability go hand in hand. So let me know in the comments below if this resonates. Talk to you soon. Peace, love, and light.